In this video we are going to look into the story of a younger Mark Whalberg before he found fortune and fame. His racially motivated attacks, and other violent outbursts and scrapes with the law as a teenager growing up in Boston and the punishments he received including prison. Let's go into the story of Mark Whalberg and his past crimes. At age 13 Mark Whalberg was an original member of successful boy band, New Kids on the Block with his brother Donnie. He quit after several months and that's when the other members started to join and the band started to take off. He didn't find fame till 1990 forming his own band Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch and made his first screen debut in the 1994 film Renaissance Man, and that's when his acting career took off. But we are going to take you back to the shocking life and crimes of Mark Whalberg before his life changed for the better. In 1986, when Whalberg was 15 years old, he and 3 of his friends were charged with chasing 3 black kids while shouting "kill the N-words," until an ambulance driver intervened. Then, only the next day, Whalberg harassed another group of mainly black kids who were aged around 9 or 10. This was at the beach where he got other white teens and men to gather round and racially abused the group of children, throwing stones and rocks at them. 2 years later in 1988 another incident occurred when Whalberg attacked 2 Vietnamese men. While high on PCP he called one of the men of Vietnam fucking shit and knocked him unconscious with a 5-foot wooden stick. He then started to attack the other Vietnamese man, which was in a separate incident later that day. Mark Whalberg injured the second man's high, who was a former Vietnam South soldier who fought alongside American troops during the Vietnam War. Whalberg was arrested and taken to the scene of the first attack. He told police officers, "I will tell you right now that's the motherfucker whose head I split open." During the investigation Whalberg used a lot of racial slurs to describe the 2 men, later claiming he was out of it on PCP. Mark Whalberg was found guilty of violating the civil rights of his victims, and a civil injunction was issued against him and 2 of his friends. It was settled in court a month later for the first attack. The second attack was very serious and Whalberg was charged with attempted murder. He pleaded guilty to felony assault, claiming he was highly intoxicated on PCP, and saying the attacks was not race-related. Due to his previous civil rights injunction prohibiting him from assaulting, threatening, or intimidating anyone because of race or nationality, he was found to be in contempt of court, and was sentenced to a 2-year prison sentence. He only served 45 days of his 2-year sentence, then was released. Then in 1992, 2 years after his newfound fame in Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Whalberg had an argument with his neighbor and broke his jaw during an attack. This time the victim was white, and Whalberg repeatedly kicked him in the face while his friend held the neighbor down. Whalberg's friend, who was black, was apparently called racial slurs by the victim, and that's how the violence started. The lawsuit was settled out of court. Over the years Mark Whalberg thought he had left the victim, whose eye he injured, permanently blind in one eye, but the victim Johnny Trin had explained how he lost his eye in the Vietnam War. In 2006 Mark Whalberg thought it would be the right thing to do and make amends with Johnny Trin, but he did not do so. In 2014 Mark Whalberg applied for a pardon from the state of Massachusetts. He wanted to have his past records scratched, on the fact that he was a minor. This met great controversy and didn't go well for Whalberg with the public, but there was also some mixed opinions. One of Whalberg's victims, who was attacked by him when she was a child, said a racist will always be a racist. A prosecutor who had worked on some of Whalberg's cases didn't agree with the pardon, saying he has never acknowledged the racial aspect of his crimes, and that pardoning Whalberg would undermine his charity work, saying a formal public pardon would highlight all too clearly that if you are white and a movie star, a different standard applies. Is that really what Whalberg wants? During this time Whalberg had met Johnny Trin and apologized for his disgusting attacks. Trin issued a statement confirming this, and said he had forgave him for what he did. In 2016 Mark Whalberg said he regretted applying for the pardon, and he acknowledged he didn't deserve one. The application was closed after he didn't answer back to whether he wanted to carry pursuing the application. I personally think Mark Whalberg has changed over the years. He has done a number of movies with black and other people of ethnic origin, and is friends with them also. He grew up rough in Boston and first got high when he was 10. He developed a cocaine habit in his teens and ran with gangs, claiming he was always a follower. Maybe I'm wrong and he just knows how to act like a good guy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.